for the last 6 weeks, and my Aunt Mary sent me a text saying this would be a perfect segment for your show, welcoming home a true hero. And that's actually the theme of today. Well, Friday. Today is Saturday. So we're driving down there and we're going to welcome this hero home, and we're excited to see how that was. What an amazing story, and what an amazing hero. I can't imagine what it was like on the front lines in New York. Let's all find out together.
Too much to say, too much to lose. I get frustrated thinking about the world I brought you to. It's a battle of time that I have with you. We don't decide.
All right, guys, welcome to Feel Good Friday. I have a hero with us, Dr. Mike Andrews, and he just got back from New York today, correct? Just now. And we're so lucky to be here. I wanted to share with you today's theme is true heroes, and we'll just start off by, Dr. Andrews, what gave you the call to go to New York and to help?
Well, actually, I'm an anesthesiologist here at the University Medical Center in Phoenix. And the group that I work for, they asked a while back when COVID-19 started.
Yes.
Asked if what we would be willing to do and where we would be willing to go. Right. Kind of a survey, and I told them I was willing to do what needed to be done, and go where I needed to go. Wow. And then in late March, I got a call saying would I be willing to go to New York and work as a critical care specialist there.
Yeah.
It's a little bit outside my field, but we're trained in that. So we were treated very nicely and set up in a hotel in Manhattan and with the Mount Sinai system. The 6 hospitals of the Mount Sinai system, and I was assigned to a hospital in Long Island.
Long Island, right there.
To take care of these sick patients and all COVID positive patients.
I mean, that's the front lines, just first thank you, for doing that. I mean, there's not much we can do here, and you went and on the front lines, and what was a day like when you were there? You were there for about a month, right?
Yeah.
So you were there at the heart and the height of it all.
Well, when I was there, it changed quite a bit from when I started to when I came home. And when I got there, the hospital has 375 beds about, and they had about 475 patients. So it was way over max. They normally had 2 ICUs, and they had expanded up to 6 ICUs.
Oh wow!
And so I worked on it was actually an orthopedic ward converted to a ICU. And so the typical day was just, we had very sick patients all on ventilators and with complex medical problems. It was a lot of time spent fighting to keep them alive, basically, for lack of a better word. And sometimes you win, and sometimes you lose. And the struggle there was that when people get intubated, about 88% of the people die, and so it's tough. It's trying to help people survive, and when we would have somebody pass away, we would all gather around their hospital bed and just remember that it's a person, that their family can't be with them, of course, so they don't die alone.
Right.
And so they die there with their ICU family, and we remember them and respect them, and we have a moment of silence and prayer, and then go on. And in one period of time, we had 7 people die in a short period of time, and it's tough. It's having to call families, and it's hard. It's heartbreaking.
Oh.
But there's some successes too. We had a 40-year-old man whose wife was 9 months pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
And he was one of the terribly sick patients. And fortunately, we were able to get him extubated off the breathing machine and off dialysis, and ultimately discharged from the ICU.
Oh wow.
And talking.
Oh wow.
Which was rare, but we were so overjoyed. That was a big save, and we have saves here and there, but there's a lot of really sick patients, and but we worked as a team, and we worked as a well-oiled machine. And I think the real heroes are the nurses that are right there and doing so much work. We often have nurses that are usually ICU nurses are usually 2 patients per nurse, and we had at times 6 patients per nurse. And some of the nurses were not ICU nurses, and they were just doing the same thing that we were there, just helping out, doing what they could.
Yeah.
And they really did awesome. It wasn't perfect, but they did their best, and it was an interesting experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so.
And did you go alone, or did you have any partners go with you?
I had a few of my partners go with me. One was at the same hospital as me, and all the other ones were scattered.
Okay, yes.
In the Mount Sinai systems.
So, I believe that God and angels were with you during that time, and talk about the veil being thin. I really believe that you guys have witnessed something that only a few have, and you guys were there, and we're so grateful. Thank you. I just can't imagine. You probably had little sleep and just.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience. It was tough, but rewarding just the same.
Yeah. And I love that you were there for the patients when families not allowed in. I mean, I can't think of almost like a war zone where you're there to be with them, in the battlefield really, and blessing them before they pass. I mean, you guys are angels, and so I just want to thank you. And do you have any advice to give us, here in Mesa? I mean, is there anything we can do,
This disease can be terrible, and but prevention is like way better than the cure, because
there you go.
You never know. And so just doing those things that we've been told to do, like the social distancing, wear a mask, don't touch your face, hand hygiene, all that stuff. So stay at home if you can.
There you go.
All that. So in New York, everybody wears a mask.
Everybody,
99.9% of people, and people look at you weird if you don't wear a mask. You go back up to the room if you forget your mask.
Yeah, that's so true. Out here in Arizona, it's kind of away from a little bit, but it's still here. We hear stories here, but you're right. It is a little bit more. People have conspiracy theories everywhere, but in reality, it's a real thing. It's a real thing.
It's very real, and we don't want that.
Yeah, we don't want that.
It's crazy.
Well, and thank you. This is your wife. She's. Well, what has it been like for you? I mean, were you able to talk every day and be close like that?
Yeah.
I mean, you can come in front of the screen. It's a team effort.
Don't touch me. No.
Yeah, it's a team effort, and I mean, what has it been like for you to be in contact with your husband, but be here? I mean, it can't be easy. What was it like?
No, it wasn't bad though.
It wasn't bad?
We FaceTimed, on his days
FaceTime?
off. We
Okay.
didn't, and we just talked to each other
Yeah.
on the days he worked because of the time difference and stuff.
Okay.
But just to keep track of how his patients were doing, and
Awesome.
grateful he could go and do what he loves.
You've been a team for a long time, so
Yeah.
you knew what was happening, and,
Yeah.
and you got back just like moments ago. So we're gonna let you have your family back,
Yeah.
Thanks.
But I'm so glad you let us. We have a really great audience, and they're gonna really appreciate this. And the tribute is to true heroes, and you are a true hero. And we just wanted to let you know that. Thank you. And you've had your whole neighborhood
Yeah.
welcome
It's
you
been
home.
great.
So,
Great.
I want to thank my Aunt Mary and Uncle Bruce for catching this magical moment for us. And anyway, so we'll stream this on Friday live, but then this segment will be recorded. So
Great.
Cool.
anyway, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
we'll
for
do
coming, you guys.
an air elbow here.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thanks for
Great.
watching. Dr. Mike Andrews. Right, boys? Who flies the Apache helicopter, boys?
Paul.
Uncle Paul, huh?
Uncle Paul.
He is a true hero.
What?
Viewing area up here. All right. I'm interviewing Paul tonight. You guys know that? He's super excited. He just deployed, and he leaves today, actually. We are going to Falcon Field to see the Apache helicopters. Right, boys? Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you recording this, sister?
Yeah.
So I have this, I have the pad all set up with this 72-inch screen to cast you to it, but Lee is not here, and he's our tech guy. Paul, you're looking good, man.
Tired. Yeah.
So let's start the interview. We got Paul Blackham here. He's a man. You're like kind of a Renaissance man. You really are, and you're also you fly the Apache helicopters, and you're totally on active duty right now. Is that right?
Yeah. So, been on orders for a while and
Yeah.
ready to go overseas.
Go overseas. So this segment today is about true heroes, and I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable, but you really are a true hero. You fit that category to a T, and it's been a crazy day. Tell us what happened this morning. You met with your family at 10 a.m. and then you said your goodbyes. Where in Utah? Like, how did that go?
So we said our goodbyes. I had a few minutes to talk to my boys, give them a few words of advice, give them hugs, give my wife hugs,
Oh
give
my
some other family members hugs, and then I walked away and went to my aircraft and did what I needed to there and got things ready. And then the group I was with, took off and headed south. So, yeah.
That's so epic. So when you say took off, did you fly the helicopter and take off, or
Yeah.
like is that how it went?
Tell us. Wait. Tell us
That's so
about.
awesome.
Tell us your rank, and also how many people fly the Apache. Tell us.
Oh yeah, we'll dive into that.
So let's see. CW3 Paul Blackham, and there's only 2 people in the aircraft at all time.
Okay.
The Apache. It is a specific platform for direct attacks. It's a gunship, so all it does is carry munitions. It's got a pretty awesome gun on it, and then you can use missiles and rockets as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So that's pretty
It's
epic.
pretty
And
Yeah.
can you tell us how
Did
many
you guys
times?
see the video? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Did you see the video Ashley posted?
Yeah, I cried.
Oh,
I cry
Esther's
every
still
time.
she's still crying. Let me wipe her tears. She's
You
still
know
crying.
me, Paul.
We're gonna show that video on this segment. We're gonna show the video.
So, the video with the 4 aircraft going over, I was the lead. So I was the lead in
You're
that.
the lead. Oh, cool.
Okay, that's so
yeah,
cool.
that's cool.
So, are you allowed to tell how many times you've been overseas? Like how many times you've been on active duty?
I'm trying to think what I should say or shouldn't say.
Oh my gosh.
This will be my 4th back tour in 19
Fourth.
years.
Okay, that is
Yeah.
Which is,
epic.
it's probably uncommon with National Guard soldiers deploying that many times. So, I mean, you'll have a few, but yeah, it's about my 4th year of combat tours. And I say that 4th year because normally they're 12 months long. Start to finish.
I have so many questions, but I'm sure I can't really get probably answers. And so when you're out there, like, can you talk to your family very much, or how does that work? Like, are you able to call in and zoom in, or how does that work?
So last time we used a lot of Skype.
Okay.
With new technologies, better technologies, better apps, phones and stuff like that. I'll be able to talk to the family on this. I mean, we have normally we'll talk once every few days or whatever.
Okay. Extremely valuable to the country. I just think great sacrifices are going on. I mean, Ashley, your wife, you know, she's going to miss you terribly. Your kids, you know, us, your family. You know, just thank you for your service. I know to you maybe just like a job, but it's a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell us what it's like. What's the beauty in flying the Apache? Like, what's your favorite part of flying the Apache? I just think that there's got to be some beautiful moments, you know, as far as flying, you know.
I get to fly the Apache.
Right. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Like when you see actors flying the Apaches on all these movies, I mean, they're not flying the Apache, you know, and you get to fly the Apache. How much, I don't know if you're allowed to say how much fuel it runs through.
This is to understand there are more NFL football players than there are attack pilots.
There you go. Okay, there you go. I think that's an incredible way to summarize.
It's a pretty niche world.
Yeah. How cool is that? I told you. Okay. And then you actually are using the instrument. You know, you actually get to fly it, get to use it, and it's full capacity. What's the how much ammo is on an Apache? But what happens if you have to go pee when you're in the Apache? I mean, what do you do?
Do you?
Gatorade bottles.
Okay. I mean, I gotta go, you know, pee when I'm in my pest control truck. I mean, this is ridiculous. And I use Gatorade bottles too. Sorry, Lee. He actually.
You gotta hold it.
You gotta hold it.
As fast as possible before. Yeah.
Are there any women that fly Apaches in your
unit or?
Unit or.
Yeah.
That is
like,
just so
what's
awesome.
the percentage of women to men that fly? Do you know?
It's not a high percent within the attack battalion. Attack units.
That'd be hard as a woman to go in the aircraft like that.
What's the word? So we're all really type A personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe it.
A lot of clashing going on.
And sometimes it does clash, and sometimes it can take a certain personality to be able to handle that. So,
yeah.
In the attack battalion or in the attack community, you don't get a lot of females.
Right.
You do get some, which are in the great females, great aviators, great soldiers, but you just don't see a lot of them.
Right.
It takes a lot of studying. So whatever. All the other aircraft are great aircraft. They do great jobs from the Chinook to the Black Hawk. But the amount of information you need to know compared to what attack pilots need to know is probably double, if not threefold. So we just need to, I mean, besides just being a standard aviator, which is, you know, flying through the FAA, and then some other key tasks, we have to understand weapon engagements. We have to understand threats. We have to understand
how
to utilize our weapon systems in deep attacks or in counterinsurgency. I mean, and everything changes. So depending on what type of rounds you have, what type of rocket you have, what type of hellfire you have, it depends on how you deploy those rounds.
By the way, Beckham, you're Beckham's hero. The interview has been taken over by Beckham now because he loves you. Look, he gazed at you more than he gazed at Esther and I. Hey, look at Uncle Paul.
He flew a helicopter to where he is right now.
He wants to show you. He has his little Leatherman knife that he's in love with.
Leatherman.
So if Beckham wanted to be an Apache helicopter pilot, I mean, the chances are like him wanting to be in the NFL or less, right?
So if you wanted to become an attack pilot, he would join the Army.
Yeah.
And you'd probably
Beckham,
join
listen.
to maintain.
Listen.
And then he would have to put a packet in to go to flight school, and he has to pass a physical. And if he can't pass the physical, then he'll never become an attack pilot.
Okay.
But if he gets the right letters of recommendation,
Yeah.
and does well and is physically fit for it, then yeah, he can fly it.
Did you hear that,
Nothing's
Beckham?
stopping him.
You can fly the helicopter.
Did you hear that?
But you have to go through a lot of training.
Now, was it this? It was like what, 8 months ago that you took everybody kind of on a little tour of the Apache?
On a toy helicopter.
Remember
Yeah,
that?
it was in June.
I want a big
June,
toy helicopter.
June of 2000.
Hi, Paul. You are a true hero. Any last thoughts before we call it a night and let you get some sleep?
Work hard in everything you do. Don't give up.
You're the engine that makes all things go, and you're always in disguise, my hero. I see your light in the dark, smile in my face when we all know it's hard. There's no way to ever pay you back. Bless your heart, know I love you for that. Honest and selfless, I don't know if this helps it, but good job. You're doing a good job, a good job. You're doing a good job, don't get too down. The world needs you now. Know that you matter, 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 yeah. You're doing a good job, a good job. You're doing a good job, don't get too down. The world needs you now. Know that you matter, 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 yeah. 6 in the morning, and soon as you walk through that door, everyone needs you again. The world's out of order. It's not as sound when you're not around. All day on your feet, harder. Keep that energy. I know when it feels like the end of the road, you don't let go. You just press forward. You're the engine that makes all things go. Always in disguise, my hero. I see a light in the dark. Smile in my face when we all know it's hard. There's no way to ever pay you back. Bless your heart, know I love you for that. Honest and selfless, I don't know if this helps it, but good job. You're doing a good job, a good job. You're doing a good job, don't get too down. The world needs you now. Know that you matter, 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 yeah.